The worn typewriter keys clicked rhythmically. Each strike was a step into another world. Jack, the writer, found freedom in this room. His words were his wings. He wrote about life, love, and the search for meaning. He poured his soul onto the page. One day he felt stuck. The words wouldn't come. He paced his small room, frustration mounting. Doubt crept in like a shadow. "What if I'm not good enough?" he whispered to the empty room. He needed air, a change of scenery. He stepped out, the bustling city, a stark contrast to his quiet world. He bumped into Beatrice, a friend from his writing group. Her eyes sparkled with excitement. "You must read Celine," she exclaimed, thrusting a book into his hands. The book was a revelation. Celine's words resonated deeply with Jack. He saw his own struggles reflected in her prose. He felt understood. Inspired, he returned to his writing with renewed vigor. Months later, he shared his latest manuscript with his old professor, Mr. Pinkett. The professor, known for his absent-mindedness, was ecstatic. "Celine, this is brilliant. You've outdone yourself," he declared. Jack was confused, but "Professor," he stammered, "this is my work, not Celine's." Professor Pinkett, lost in his own world, didn't register Jack's words. He promised to recommend the manuscript to his publisher friend, Mr. Connor. Jack, unsure how to correct the situation, decided to let it be. Maybe, he thought, fate had a plan. Mr. Connor, impressed by the supposed Celine manuscript, published it immediately. The book was an instant success. Jack, living under the shadow of Celine's name, experienced the intoxicating allure of fame. He was invited to literary gatherings, interviewed for prestigious magazines. The world celebrated his words, unaware of the truth. But success came at a price. The pressure to live up to Celine's legacy suffocated his creativity. He found himself trapped in a gilded cage of his own making. The joy of writing, the freedom he once cherished, seemed lost. Section 5. A Life Interrupted. Meanwhile, in another corner of the city, a young woman named Lily navigated life's unpredictable turns. Her childhood had been a tapestry of laughter and love woven by her grandparents in their cozy bakery. But tragedy struck, leaving her orphaned and adrift. She took on odd jobs, each one a temporary anchor in a sea of uncertainty. She worked at a noisy chicken plant, her hands sore, the air thick with the smell of feathers. Later, she found a job at a bustling hair salon, the rhythmic snip of scissors a constant background score. Section 6. From Feathers to Footlights. One day, a renowned theatre actress, Miss Delacroix, walked into the salon. Lily, tasked with styling her elaborate wig, listened with wide-eyed fascination to her tales of the stage. Intrigued, Lily started making wigs for the theatre, her nimble fingers bringing characters to life. One evening, just before the opening night of a major production, disaster struck. The lead actress fell ill, a heart attack. The director, in a panic, noticed Lily, her nimble fingers already working on a wig. "Can you act?" he asked, desperation lacing his voice. Section 7. A Chance Encounter, a Leading Role. Lily had never acted before, but something in the director's eyes, a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos, made her nod. Suddenly, she found herself thrust onto the stage, the weight of the entire production resting on her inexperienced shoulders. Panic welled up within her. She had never felt so terrified. Backstage, a delivery driver rushed in, a package in hand. "Important delivery for Miss Delacroix," he called out. Lily, her heart pounding, mechanically accepted the package. It was a book, its cover bearing the name Celine. "Read this," the stage manager whispered. "It might calm your nerves." Section 8. Inspiration in the pages. Lily opened the book, her eyes scanning the words. As she delved deeper, a sense of calm washed over her. The words resonated with her own anxieties, her own fears. She realized that everyone, even famous authors, faced their own battles. It was a powerful reminder that she wasn't alone. She found strength in the vulnerability expressed in those pages. It was as though the author, whoever they were, had reached out through time and space to offer her a hand. She walked onto the stage, her fear replaced by a quiet confidence. Section 9. A Coffee Shop Rendezvous. The play was a resounding success. Lily's performance, raw and heartfelt, moved the audience to tears. She continued acting, embracing the magic of the theatre. One day she decided to find the author who had unknowingly helped her conquer her fears. She found his name, Jack, in a magazine interview. He was, ironically, being interviewed about his experience ghostwriting for Celine. Lily sent him a letter sharing her story. A few days later, she found him sitting in her favorite coffee shop. Their eyes met across the crowded room, a shared sense of connection passing between them. He smiled. "You must be Lily," he said. And in that moment, two souls, brought together by a twist of fate and the power of words, began a new chapter in their stories.